Welcome back now for some movie magic from the hands of the Angel family. They are tailors, and you've probably seen their work in movies from recent Oscar nominees like The Bridge of Spies and The Danish Girl to classics like Star Wars. Nima Elbagir has more now from London.
The warehouse at Angel's Costumers.
We create worlds, we make believe, we've got a huge dressing up box.
This is just part of the 8.5 miles of clothing rails stored here, housing the imaginations of some of the most famous directors, writers and designers in the world.
This is one of my favourite films, which was Where Eagles Dare. It's got a label here, I think that will probably say Clint Eastwood.
We get company.
For 7 generations, Tim Angel's family has been making costumes worn by some of the most beloved characters on the stage and screen.
Fiddler on the Roof, which we did, and The King and I, which we did. Star Wars was one. We work on Game of Thrones.
The Starks have always ruled the North.
The Danish Girl.
The only person who made sense of me.
These rails play host to a multitude of worlds, including Mars.
I love The Martian. When they were doing that, the costume team will come in here to get, in inverted commas, inspiration for what they did.
This is Shakespeare in Love,
yeah.
Joseph Fiennes.
And the chinks to show for it, I insist.
Just feeling this, the detail is extraordinary.
And this was my week with Marilyn.
It is my special pleasure to introduce a woman who clearly needs no introduction.
She has a bottom.
She had a false... Michelle Williams had to have a false bottom.
Well, yeah, because Marilyn Monroe had a very narrow waist and big hips,
yes.
I presume.
It all adds up to an awful lot of work, but even the simplest concepts still need an intricate attention to detail. One of the films Angel's worked on recently is Lady in the Van.
Green is not my colour.
This is Maggie Smith from Lady in the Van. It all looks believable, and my mother-in-law's boots.
Even with a meticulous organising system, things still go missing, including one of the most iconic costumes of all time. Obi-Wan Kenobi's robe turned up one day out of the blue.
It was a monk's robe that was being hired out, and had been hired out, for fancy dress parties.
So someone inadvertently hired the original Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Not just one person, I think loads of people.
Angel says they never know whether the film they're working on will be successful, but often it's enough just to know they've played their part in making movie magic.
We're working in a make-believe world. We're working with people that are larger than life, and it's great, you know, you still get starstruck.
Nima Elbagir, CNN, London.
Well, that does it for this edition of CNN Newsroom. I'm Lynda Kinkade. Inside Africa is coming up next, but first I'll be back with a quick look at your headlines.